So there's a debate. Do I hide my gut, or do I...
I say grab it a bit. Yeah, just love it.
We're moving this. These are 30-plus concerns for those who don't know. I'm going to read from Zero Fade first. Curbside is publishing it in September. I'm going to read a section from near the end. Things going in. The things that you need to know going in is that the narrator is a 13-year-old boy named Kevin. Kevin is a homophobe in just an immature way where he's in 7th grade, and he can't even wrap his mind around sex, never mind more advanced stuff. And it's kind of rocking his world right now because his beloved uncle has just come out to him that morning. So that's in the back of his head, but right now he's out with his sister, and what she has done is taken the money that their mom gave them for movie tickets and decided that they're going to ditch his best friend at the movie theater and go fuck around at the mall for a couple of hours. So here we go. Also, they go to Claire's Boutique, which you have to do in the 90s.
Yes.
You get a tax break if you do that.
3-for-1 earrings. Of course you go.
Exactly. Between that and TLC CDs, everyone was getting tax breaks. Okay, so I'm a 13-year-old boy now. We got in the mall, and Laura took off, away from the food court. She was doing a new walk with quick, short steps and a bob to her shoulders. I caught up, heard her black Reeboks squeaking on the tiles, and asked, "What's up? Where to?" "Oh, you'll see," she said, and raised her eyebrows. Mama would do the same thing, but her surprises were never that great. Dinner at McDonald's. A trip to the pool, where she'd prop her knobby feet up on a deck chair. Me and Laura were at the mall with $20 and 2 hours to kill. We had a lot of choices. Lunch, tapes, maybe a hat. She stopped at the racks of jewelry in the Claire's Boutique doorway. Everything in that store was pink and sparkling and making twinkly dance music. If I went in there, people would really think I was gay. What was Uncle Paul doing right then? Now I'll always wonder if he's doing something gay when I'm not there. "We are not going in there," I said. Laura was already walking in. "Come on now." I looked at the leather store across the way and could sort of smell the jackets. I wish my hoodie would turn into a black, zip-up leather like Uncle Paul's. Are those jackets gay? I followed Laura, wondering what good this place could be. All the little earrings and necklaces shimmered and waved like jewels on a belly dancer. This hard-looking white girl came out from behind the counter and said, "What's up, Laura?" But it didn't sound like a question. She didn't look at me until Laura said, "Tracy, this is my brother Kevin." Tracy said, "Hi," in this fake voice that trailed off, like girls do when they see a baby. She had a long face with a pointy chin, a ponytail slicked back so hard her eyebrows popped up surprised, and so much makeup on her eyelids that they looked like my thumbnail after I whacked it with a hammer in woodshop. I nodded. "What's up?" "Is this on or what?" Tracy asked Laura. "Yeah." "Was what on?" New tone of voice for Laura. Matched the fast new walk. Tracy said, "I hear you want to get your ear pierced, Kevin." It sounded like Tracy was trying to crack on me. I did, though. Like crazy. To look like a rapper. Mama said I had to wait till I was 18, but I'd still ask every now and then, especially after seeing a bunch of high school guys with earrings. "Yeah, I do," I said. "Well, we can do that, but you're going to owe me one." When she said that, she touched my arm, right over the elbow. First Aisha, now her. 2 girls touching my arm. Over one. Did she want 7 minutes of heaven in the employee lounge? All this time I spent looking at girls at school, wondering how to talk to them and how to get with them. And this might be how it gets started? Who did she hang out with at her school? She didn't seem like a popular girl. If I got with her, would that make the popular girls like me less? Or would it be good because I'd have some experience? Whatever. Making out with girls is making out, and I'm up for it. Tracy touched my elbow, and I followed her over to a Barbara-looking chair on the far side of the counter. She didn't have a lot of booty under her jeans, but I watched it anyway. It's not every day a girl touches me. Even a funny-looking banana-faced one like Tracy. I got a swell in my chest and felt my things start shoving up, so I slouched down in the chair and put my jacket in my lap. Tracy gave me a fuzzy black card with different earrings to pick. I got so excited my throat got spitty, and a tingle shot from my stomach to my butt. I picked a small gold stud that maybe Mama wouldn't see if I kept her to my right and slept with my left ear down. Tracy was jawing away at some watermelon gum while she stuck the earring in a blue plastic gun, then took a Sharpie and made a dot on my left earlobe. Her breath tickled my neck. I was glad David wasn't there because he'd be like, "Don't do it." Then he'd do something gay like look at some necklaces. Tracy leaned in from behind, held up a hand mirror and asked, "How's that look?" The face in the mirror was gray, mouth hanging open because Tracy's hard little right tit was squished against my left shoulder. Aisha never did that. I pressed back. She took the mirror away and asked, well? Before I could look at the marker dot. It's good. The jacket in the lap had been a wise move. My scalp prickled. Had the movie started yet? Were there any good previews? Tracy set the mirror on the counter and swung my chair to the left. Across the store, Laura held up some purple, dangly earrings and joked, "You gonna wear these, Kevin?" I laughed, but kept my head still while Tracy put the earring gun on me. Sweat popped into my armpits, but somehow I felt smooth in that chair, in that pink store. Would Uncle Paul come to a store like this? No. Uncle Paul is a man, even if he was gay. This gay stuff is confusing. Laura walked out from behind a rack of necklaces and said, "You gonna cry?" in the same baby voice. I felt like we were back at home on one of the good days, eating cans of vegetable beef soup with potato chips crushed into them. "All right, you ready, Kevin?" Tracy asked. I heard her squishing her gum up into her cheek. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There was a crunch that felt like popping a big zit. Laura clapped and did a little jump on the rug. Tracy handed me the mirror, and I saw the earring, like a golden egg in a fat purple bird's nest. Blood rushed to my ear, killing my heart on. Thank goodness. Thank you. Am I doing okay on time?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to read something else. This is a nonfiction story, so this is me grown. I'm not a 13-year-old boy. And this is in the newest issue of Moon City Review, which Michael Chizniewski edited. I'm very happy to be in there. So this is from a story called The Gleam, and it's those, you know when you were a teenager and you thought your parents were whack, but then things happened where you thought maybe they used to be cool and it was confusing? It's kind of some of those stories. In 1969, Dad had graduated Harvard and been accepted to Yale Law. When he avoided the draft by joining the Coast Guard as a recruiter. The U.S. was integrating the armed forces and needed a black man to bring in black troops so they could die in Vietnam like everyone else. Dad was against the war, but if he took this recruiter job, he'd be sworn in as an officer, and the farthest from home that he'd be sent would be the end of the Orange Line train. All he had to do was put on his whites and try to rustle up business for Uncle Sam. Law school could wait for a couple of years. Dad stopped off at a lot of bars while working. If someone asked about his uniform, he'd say, "I'm a recruiter." The local hippies would always be skeptical. They'd cock an eyebrow while asking, "You want to send me off to Vietnam?" No, I don't, Dad would answer, using his middle finger to wipe a line of condensation off the side of his whiskey glass. "Then why have you got the job, man?" the hippie would ask, raising his shoulders in his voice. "Because if I have this job, I don't have to go off to Vietnam, man." "My man," the hippie explains, and claps Dad on the shoulder. "Let me buy you a drink." "No," says Dad, hand up, then pointing like in the recruiting posters. "Let Uncle Sam buy you a drink." They both laugh. Later, Dad becomes one of many men to scrub puke and whiskey out of Coast Guard whites. Since a black Coast Guard officer was a new idea in the 60s, Dad benefited from the fact that the grooming regulations were written with straight-haired men in mind. Straight hair succumbs to gravity, and afro hairstyles were not taken into account. All of the rules were about how far down hair could go, but nothing about how far up. In compliance, Dad trimmed his fro up around his neck and picked it out over his ears. When his superiors tried to send him to the barber, he showed them the rule book. The Coast Guard wanted it to look like they were working to integrate, but they didn't monitor my father's progress. That's a good thing, because in the 2 years that Dad recruited, only one person joined on his account. Says Dad, he must have really wanted to join when he ran into me, because I tried to talk him out of it. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm enjoying the hell out of this festival. Welcome to Milwaukee, and if it involves books, all the better. So thank you very much for
Thanks
watching.
for coming, man.